Good afternoon, folks. I'm just checking this. So, I've never been live on this. Don't really focus on YouTube, but I think it's time to do because long form is my best way of getting my message across, and YouTube's the best for long form. So, if you don't know who the Weathered Warriors are or what the Weathered Warriors is, it's basically my channel that I talk about men my age, in the 30s, 40s, 50s and onwards, who have struggled with life. They're after a better existence, they're after a better way. They feel it in their bones that there's something more for them. But society, the way of life today, seems to hold us all down, make us feel lesser than we actually are, convinces us that we're doing this journey alone, that we're suffering everything alone. And in my experience, I've been coaching 17 years. Bit of background to myself. Like I said, I've been coaching men for 17 years. As a professional MMA fighter to begin with. First guy in Ireland to bring someone to the UFC. Opened a gym called Progressive Combat Club Belfast back in 2007. It's now called Fight Academy Ireland. It's got some really good, well-known, world-class fighters in it. I left about 10 years ago, 9-10 years ago, because it just wasn't for me anymore. And in that 10 years, I have progressively moved towards a more spiritual enlightenment path, where I believe that for men to be fully the version of themselves they're trying to be, we need to encompass not just the physical, but the mental and the emotional. I call it the training trinity. Design it in a triangle. You've got the foundational base being the emotional. You've got the two lines at the sides, are the physical and the mental. And we're looking to create an equilateral triangle from that shape. And inside of that, triangle is contained the spiritual movement. Because we're all spiritual beings. We're all humans or spirits having a human experience. And I think a lot of us have been disconnected from this truth, from this path, and we're so focused on the material, so focused on trying to get what we want, that we have lost connection with what we need. And for us, our needs are where our happiness is found. And this is what I do. I use the physical element, the things that most people are used to, the exercise, and I'm fucking good at what I do when it comes to coaching men, giving them the physical attributes they need, they're after. I use that to help them then step more into the mental, more into the emotional, and then for those who are ready, into the spiritual. Now, today's society, we're not happy. Men, most of us have been demasculated, we're living a lie, we're struggling, we've got our own personal battles, and that's the Weathered Warrior stands for. Because for me, as an ex-professional fighter and a guy who basically evolved from the MMA scene and the martial art elements, I believe that there's a focus that needs there's a lack of focus on what most men are going through. And this is what a Weathered Warrior is. A Weathered Warrior is a guy, a man who has spent his life fighting his own internal battles. Someone who just gets up every day, does the daily grind, doesn't complain about it, keeps his worries and his pains inside, and focuses on giving his family and his friends the best possible version of himself he can. But there's only so much man can do alone. And my goal has always been to create a community of like-minded men who are more willing to open up to the fact that while they're going through this struggle and while pain is there, they're willing now, they recognise that they can't carry this burden alone, and that the support of other like-minded men can make this journey a lot easier. And so that's why I'm on here. Now I get it, this is my first live, I haven't got a big channel, and that I won't have much of a following, but that's fine at the moment. Over the next 12 months, I'm going to build this channel up. I'm going to make this a channel that can support men, because men need support. We are strong, we've got our own fights, we've got our own pains, our own worries, and we're all able to cope with them if we know there's someone out there that can help us. And I get it may not be in person, but to be able to have somewhere where you can realise that you're not alone, that you're not going through this journey, that you're not the only one suffering these pains. That's all a man needs sometimes. Just a place to realise that there are other men out there going through a similar battle, and in that shared suffering there's a release and a relief from that energy, that pain that we all dig deep down inside and hold within ourselves, embarrassed to let it out, embarrassed to let other people know that we're going through that similar journey. So if this is something that resonates with you, give my page a follow. I'm going to be more active on this page. I'm going to be talking about the physical, the mental, the emotional and the spiritual side of things, and hopefully it resonates with you and you find some solace in what I'm saying. So keep an eye out as I'm going to get more busy on this page.